Hello everybody, take a look at these delicious sausage balls. We only make them during the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays, and so they're kind of part of our holiday tradition. They're really easy to make, but there's a trick to getting them to come out just right. You start with some biscuit or some kind of biscuit mix. I'm going to use this little packet just because it's easier. It's only a cup and a half. Next you want to add some cheese. I'm going to use some really good sharp cheddar cheese, 8 ounces. You get that all shredded up. And then you want to combine the mix with the cheddar cheese. And the trick is to keep them as light as possible. The only way I know of to mess up a sausage ball is if you compress it into a tight little puck. And so we want to keep the mixture as light and airy as possible. And they're not going to be light and airy because they're full of sausage, which comes next. I'm going to use 12 ounces of regular breakfast sausage, but you can use any kind of sausage you like. And then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of milk, any kind of milk you happen to have. And I suppose you could even use water. This is just to help moisten the mixture a little bit because we want to break up the sausage now without pressing it together yet. And so your goal is to try and keep the mixture as light and airy as possible. Now you're using sausage, so they're not going to come out light, but you don't want them to be just dense and thick. And so you work that sausage, get it crumbled up, but without it sticking together. You don't want to press it together. Just keep breaking those pieces apart, turning the mixture over. You can see it's all still crumbly. It's not sticking together at all. That's what you want. And now I'm going to add the 2nd tablespoon of milk. We want to get it just moist enough that it starts to come together without being pressed, or pressed as little as possible. See how crumbly everything is? That's how you keep it light and airy. You turn it over and then you'll notice it'll start to hold together with very little pressing. You want to use as little as possible. See it coming together? That's it. And that's the trick to it. A lot of people just use the sausage and then it can bind together with just the sausage in the mix, but you have to really press it. You notice how light and barely pressed together this ball is. And we're going to work and continue to try our best to keep it as uncompressed as possible. I'm going to use a little ice cream scooper, a small one. It helps keep the portion size consistent, and it also helps keep from being overly compressed. Again, you can do this by hand, but just be mindful of how hard you press them together. I'm pressing it just hard enough to form that dome shape inside the scooper. Now the other thing you have to be mindful of when you're doing this is you don't want the bottoms to cook faster than the top. So I use an air bake pan underneath this pan. I've got the oven preheating to 420 degrees and we're going to put them in for 20 minutes. So we'll get this last one put on the pan and we'll stick it in the oven. Well, let me give you a second look at these. I want you to notice how lightly together they are, just enough to hold together. I hope you can tell by how they look. And that's the trick to making really good sausage balls. All right, let's put them in the oven. You can see that air bake pan underneath my baking pan, and that just helps slow down the bottom cooking. So after 20 minutes, we're going to take them out and take a look at them. And they really need a little more time, so I'm going to put them back in, take that air bake pan off, and let them go for another 5 minutes. And they came out just right. Just take a look at these. Nice and golden brown. Crispy on the outside and warm and delicious on the inside. Absolutely perfect. Once again, these are just a special holiday treat for us. We only make them during Thanksgiving and Christmas. You want to eat them while they're still hot. That's when they taste the best. Well, that's about it. Hope you give these a try. They are wonderful. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye now.